with some more communications from the other side. I am the messenger of God, the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, evangelist, North American Sybil. I am God's first creation of himself in the feminine form, reincarnated. I am the dark goddess Lilith. In order to keep up with me, you had to see what I post on my community page, my latest live video, and everything in my shorts. Hey, you want to hear something crazy cool? I got off the video because I had shit to do, and when I got to the Walmart, dude, I went to Walmart on fucking Christmas Eve. Holy shit, right? An hour before they closed. Really? Hey, I was lucky, bro. It's the time to go. They were trying to get everyone in and out, so it was perfect time. Really? Yeah, get out of the way. Get out of the way. Anyways, I pulled up, and some woman had left her man in the car and while she did her shopping. And I opened my door, and he was playing DMX. I was like, that's what's up. Then I came back, and he was still in the car. And he was playing some fucking Tupac. I was laughing. I was like, you guys haunt me everywhere I go, bro. Every other city we go. Every other radio. The holidays are all about family, and I just want to point out that my family is very present. I wanted to do a whole teaching on the whole mystical arts and bullshit. Then I sat down. I got this huge download. I was like, all right, you're going to pull out this book and that book, and you're going to talk about psychology and all of that. And then I sat down, and I'm like, but what about this? It's like this and like that. Realistically, it all comes down to that card right there to the left. To the left, to the left. Hey, Beyonce is like totally a fucking dark practitioner, for those that did not know. She invokes the dark goddess energy, and sometimes it takes a little bit out of her, or too much of her, or over her. In a very unhealthy Britney Spears way, right? Okay, moving on. How's this all that happen? Well, there's different components. So we talked about the swords, which is the mind. Now we're moving on to the waters, which is your emotions. So there's the mental being, then there's the emotional being, right? In order to be a magician, as I am, and create, manifest, which is the raw elements of our being, you have to be able to have a clear being. And that's using all of your own internal elements. This is the one where the beat breaks down. This is the calling of the heart. If it's not powered by your heart, you'll lose momentum. Listen to your heart. When it's calling to you, listen to your heart. There's nothing else you can do. All right. I really could go on singing that whole song and not in the possible notes that it was actually sung in, because I wouldn't give it all my heart like they did. But going back to my last video, it's like, what did you say again? I already lost it. I'll be over it so fast. I moved on. Said, why do your cards and the gods mislead you? What? Shut up, bro. You're misleading. Anyways, you're projecting on my God, and he's going to kick your ass for saying it was his fault instead of just taking ownership over your bad faults. Moving on. Whose fault is it? I don't know. God made you this way. You're a reflection of him, but he's not a liar. What brought me to you? My heart. What do I deny? My heart. What do I teach everyone? To listen to their heart. We can only go so far, and then there's blockages, and we have to work through them, and that's all that stops us. All right? So that's called the shadow work. What's blocking you is the memories in your head. It's your feelings versus your thoughts. You have to alchemize this shit. Really? So you're stuck in between your heart and your head. They say that the ascension is a 22-centimeter descent from your brain to your heart that can take you an unbelievable amount of lifetimes to accomplish. Why? Because of your ego, Igor. Oscar, are you paying attention? You have an opportunity to dive into the divine, and the way that it's initiated is by divine love. There's no other way. That's what it is. That's what powers it. You know this. The Queen of Cups and the Empress are the most powerful manifestors in the deck. You know the Magician to be about manifestations and bringing things into life, but you know that these two do it. Why? Because it's the power of love. The ability to birth new ideas. Really? Yes. Is it only given to women? No. Only women acknowledge their feminine side. They're the only ones that are receptive to it. Men deny their feelings. The most really creative men tend to be, very feminine. Really? Marshall Mathers is a pure example of that. His creativity is all based on his dark feminine feelings, his harsh feelings towards his experiences. Ooh, how lovely. Isn't he sexy in his feelings? I was trying to get him to explore more feelings of the positive side. Yeah, it's great to be negative and, use it in a positive way like we do so lovely as it is. What did I say in my last post? I was like, I know I made Marshall marshmallow. Such a creative way to describe such a fun time. I'm going to make you marshmallow. What are we talking about? M&M. Have you ever considered M&Ms with marshmallows? No, not the blue balls. Sorry, I could go on and on. Anyways, moving on. In that very Dick Van Dyke moment. The most powerful gift that God gave us was our ability to love and express love and be a being of love. And so that's what I try to show you is that it's not what your mind says. Manifestations don't come from the mind. You don't just go after everything you want and desire. That's not how you create. You can work hard at the things you want and desire and spend your whole life going after them. And that's the masculine chases. He chases after the things he wants. He will go after it, and nothing can stand in his way. That's brute force. That's masculine energy. Yeah, chase what's in your pocket. That's what I heard. The divine feminine, they see it as an external thing that she's just so attractive she can have anything she wants. That's delusion of grandeur. I know you want that. No, that's not how that works. What it means is through the divine feminine feelings. You know what I mean? If I put my heart out there, and that's what it means. Athletes, stuff like that. When you put your heart out there, you're met with, you know what I mean? And you put love into it, then you're met with love. And that's how success is bred. Really? Yeah. A positive meets a positive, and it's all successful. So when you put yourself out there for all the wrong reasons, then you're getting something back for all those wrong reasons that you believe are so right. Really? Yes. Positive. You attract what you put out, but it's very, very literal. Even if you're sitting there now, I want to go back to what Wolfman said. Not in his Sagittarius video, but I was stalking his Aries video, and he's very excited. He acts all funny. He acts like he lets his fucking... We'll say, for a better choice of words, he takes his socks off in the Aries videos. Okay? For a better choice of words. That was a good one. That was a great choice of words. Let him ponder on the meaning of that. Anyways, he said in that, he's like, what's your advice, Aries? Said, be yourself. It's good advice. Why? The opposite is what Lucifer did over there. Instead of just acknowledging the areas of his life that he had to work on, he tried to blow up everything else and act like that wasn't an issue, which was basically hide the shadow and pretend to be more than the shadow is. Right? So what instead of Russ just looking at the fact that I love you, man, but you got to work on this area. He didn't see it as it was just, you know what I mean, that area or whatever the case may be. Instead, he wanted to come back. His comeback was, I can be all these things, everything you never could have. And the more he started putting on these identities and it became an identity crisis to me. It's like every week he was trying to prove himself to be more and more and more and more. And I'm like, just stop trying to be better. He kept trying to show he was being better by putting on this mask of better than what he was. And he didn't realize that I loved the simplicity of what he was. I didn't want to change what he was. I just wanted him to focus on this area of his life that was holding us back, or in general, his whole life. I don't give a fuck, bro. His fucking family issues are holding his whole life back. But at that time, I just saw what was holding, you know what I mean, a healthy relationship between me and you. Where did I notice it? I never noticed it until he made the Nasty song. He did this little clip, and he's like, what if somebody comes into my house and hears this? And that's when I realized there was no sense of privacy, because I'm like, who would come into his house? His mother. Why does your mother have, and what if she did have you hear you having sex? And then I just realized what a little boy he was in that room. And then it started to get bigger and bigger. And when I pointed it out, I don't know if nobody else ever saw it, but it was right there on the surface. But I really started to see it, and I started to, you know what I mean, talk about it. I'm like, you and your fucking mommy issues. And he just kept firing back with, I bought my mom this, and I took my family on this trip, and I'm the man of this family. And although he was trying to fire back, he just fed it so much and turned into exactly what I was accusing him of. And it became like, it's like you call him a crackhead, and then next thing you know, dude, they're literally out there like Smokey's out there smoking crack. Really, it was some crackhead shit. And I kept telling him, I was like, stop trying to be more. Stop trying to change who you are and just accept who you are. And that's really what it is. It's like, you don't have to be more for me, and I never had to be more for them. I just had to be more accepting of what I was and try to fine tune it to the fact that they know. She's crazy, but she's our friend. Realistically, I can't pretend. And that's what I said earlier. It's like, you're going to have to accept that my mind is broken and this is what I do. Yeah, it comes with all these spiritual wonders and stuff. Wonder why I call you bitch it goes back to the broken mind that I'm fixing. That is the eternal work that I will continue to do and teach the world. But, you know, there's all of this, but don't forget the shadow part of me, which is really the unhealed part that makes this. It had to be the perfect dose of madness to make this. And that's what it posts is like, you have to be insane. I was. I pushed my insanity to the absolute limits and went past the conscious mind. The option was what? What you deem as sanity? No, it still looks insane to me. How did this all happen? My heart started asking me to do things. Simple things like go love that man. And I didn't even know you. And I don't even know where this voice is coming from. It started with simple things like that. And then it became larger callings. Quit, retire from work and trust in me that I will take care of you. Was when I originally quit my job. I'm going to lose my house. I'll take care of you. As things started to happen, I'll take care of you. As things were falling apart, trust me. Trust me. I got jobed like a motherfucker. But I did as he said, and everything was okay. And I will be rich and famous for just nothing more than the belief and the adventure of that. So when you come back and you say something stupid that your cards and God, why is your cards and God misleading you? I would say something more profound to the fact of, why does God just keep leading you into the dark night of your soul? Did you not know why I live in a homeless shelter? Why he led me here? He led me back to my past because I couldn't remember, and I needed that past to empower me. He led me many places, and he's going to lead me a lot of places. He's not misleading me. You just have a misleading understanding as to where he's guiding me. And yeah, that's not exactly the fucking, the soul train, the Polar Express you want to be riding, but it's victory lane, and it's the road less traveled. And if you've listened to my stories, it's a lonely road. And I can't do anything but listen to God, because my knowing is as bad as yours. How am I supposed to get out of what he puts me in? He puts me in so deep, there's no way I could even focus. And if I try to figure it out by myself, I'll become hopeless. I have no choice but to have hope and faith in my God. Even when he tells me to go and be nice and loving and kind to people like you that turn around and play games with me and fucking, you know what I mean, use and confuse me. Realistically, you guys are fucking annoying. Always trying to one-up a bitch. Why don't you just sit down for a minute here? Anyway, so going back to it, the waters is your emotion. And you have to be able to honor your feelings. And that's what everybody denies. And that's what all of this is. Your feelings are part of the divine feminine. And this is the divine feminine awakening, which crashes the mind. Right? It's crazy because you think that my way of life is crazy until I break it down in the simplicity of saying I trust and believe in God in ways that other people can't, and I have no choice. And I can prove to you that. And then you say things, you know what I mean? Like, my cards have never misled me anywhere. It's like, they're not what's leading me to begin with. And then I sit there and I look at you guys. I'm like looking at this huge auditorium, which could be my future or just etherical. I could sit down right now, put my mic down, and just sit down with you in the crowd and say, what's leading you? What's misleading you? What keeps taking you places and making you do things? Or what's keeping you back from going places and doing things? There's not a driving force inside of you or outside of you. Is it a person in your life that you've given all power to? Is it a place, like an organization like Formula One is to Lewis? Or like the music industry is to some of these guys? What drives you? I see God in all things. I'm waiting for him to tell me what to do with my life. And it works for me. I can have a great many ideas and go do a great many things like that, but I've already lived 39 years like doing that type of shit. Nothing can ever come wrong from listening to God's guidance. You just got to know that it is God's guidance that's guiding you. And that's the difference between your heart and your mind. Because your mind is all wicked. There's no such thing as the devil, but it's the creations of the mind that become what you consider evil. We can look at a person that's done evil things. You can say that they were overcome by a demon, the devil made them do it, something. But when we sit down and medically and scientifically break this person down, break down their being, and analyze them, we realize that there were specific elements that fed into this way of thinking and this way of being. That this wasn't a tainted being at birth. They didn't come out eating people. They weren't a zombie at birth. That a certain amount of lack of nurturing mixed with violence related to this person that we're about to put to death or into jail for the rest of their life. We can look at all of them. What the fuck is wrong with fucking R. Kelly? Well, we know. It was his childhood. What the fuck is wrong with Diddy? His childhood. What the fuck is wrong with Eminem? His childhood. What the fuck is wrong with me? My childhood. What the fuck is wrong with you? Your childhood. You don't want to talk about that, do you? Nobody wants to talk about what we seen and what we heard and what we felt, even though that's how we live now. Is those experiences determined what kind of hard person we were going to be growing up. The heart's awakening is the most painful thing, is because it's a pulling, right? And the heart is connected to the soul. That's why they say that, with all my heart and soul. The heart goes against the mind's knowing, and that's how you master the mind, because you get the mind to trust the unknown of your heart's voice. Now, as I say all this, Wolfman knows so much, but he doesn't know his heart. And it's turning on now, just like it did for me, just like it did for them. If it doesn't turn on, then it never turns on. And that's why it's like, I felt this in the beginning. It was better to have learned or had that experience of what it felt like to fully love, because I had never truly felt that kind of experience, not God's love, until that turning on. And that's where the pursuit starts, is because you're filled with love. It's not a person, but it's directed towards a person. Really? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Welcome to the twin flame journey. What is that person? That person is you, a stranger out there that is exactly where you are in time. And you're called to love that person. And by loving that person, you'll be loving yourself. So going back to Aries right now, it's like the last thing you want to do is switch up and be someone else. I'm being called to love you the way that to love you, to see you and love you. If you start switching up and becoming something else like you did last time, I'll fall out of love with you. The love is already there for the person that you are. But if you try to be bigger than you are, then it's going to make it harder, because it's not the person that I'm in love with. Really? I tried to explain this to someone as simplistic as Jonica. It's like, you're being stupid trying to be me. And I would be stupid to try to be you. They're in love with me, the real mess that I am. They love me because I'm not you. They love me because I'm not something they've ever seen before. Because I'm authentic. Yeah, because I'm messy. And because I'm all of these things. They don't love me because I'm like every other girl. And that's it. They can sit there and scroll, all of them. Between my fucking celebrities, they have so many of the copy-made girls. They're like fucking a copier sent out on a fax machine, and everybody has the same fucking pictures of the same girls in the same underwear with the same poses on a beach, in a bikini, on a fucking this, eating food at a nightclub. They're all the same bitches. Titties, 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 ass, titties, titties, ass, titties, ass. That's it. They see it. They see it. It's the same thing. They're looking for something different. And here I come, louder and larger than life. Nothing like they've ever seen. And everybody's like, but look at me. What's so special about her? I am very special. I'm not like you. So go back to my twin flames. What's so special about them? They're very special. They're not like anyone else. But when they spend their lives trying to conform and be like everyone else, like Marshall's doing and Lewis and fucking Russ and them, it takes away their speciality. You're a fucking conformist. You're just like everyone else. If I wanted someone like everyone else, I'd go pick from everyone else. Why be them when you could be you? The flawed, beautiful you. Instead, you want to be, liked, respected. You want to be, you know what I mean? Just another picture on the wall. Who sang that song? Shut up. I don't care. Your feelings is what sets you apart. And when you honor your feelings and you walk in your feelings, you walk in authenticity, because everybody's made to mask them. So a person that's very authentic usually is loud about their feelings. No, I don't like that kind of shit. And they're loud about their opinions and they're outspoken and stuff because they stand firm in their convictions. It's like, I don't mind arguing about this. I feel deeply. I'm passionate about this. That's what it means to have feeling. And that's what I yelled at Bobby. I was like, you don't believe in any of this. You turn off all of this. You don't know what that is. To have a really, you know what I mean, uplifting conversation that goes on and on all night, and you're just enthusiastic about the next thing, you know what I mean, the next idea that'll pop out of this person's mouth, and you can't wait to continue to feed this fire, and you don't want to go home because this is the most intriguing time you've ever had with a human being. You don't believe in these kind of sparks of beautifulness. You believe in, you know, traditional routine fucking sloppy joes and fucking spaghetti sandwiches. Where'd that come from? I don't know. Is that something you guys eat in your house? I'm not sure. It's just traditional American food. Traditional American with your fucking Trump hat, bro. Trying to fucking make America great by a fucking blue collar job and fucking paying your fucking taxes. Hey, God bless America and all that bullshit, bro. But, you know, I'm just trying to put a little God and some faith and some love and some fucking passion and some enthusiasm, some fucking creativity. Fucking dance naked and paint a picture under the full moon. Nobody has to drink no fucking Jesus juice. We don't have to do drugs and alcohol to be a little bit risky and do some fun things with our lives. Jesus Christ. You just want to work for a living. What the fuck happened to you? Then you look at fucking Russ. He's over there pounding his head away. Bink, bink, bink. What is that? That's the noise of him hitting one key, trying to make a melody. Like that
one Kanye song.
Like that Kanye song. It could never be like that Kanye song. Oh my God. Let's have a toast to the douchebags. All the assholes that I know that can never take work off. Hey, Merry Christmas, Kanye West. You want to come spend Merry Christmas down here? It's really kind of like 65 and breezy. But if we want to go super breezy, we could go up the mountain with Lewis and go pretend to, you know, ski the mountains. It's not really, you just drive the mountain and that'll be as thrilling as you need. That's how I feel about that. You want to fall off the mountain? Same thing as putting on skis. How about no? And then you got to wait in lines and there's people and stuff. You guys look like a bunch of little fucking astronauts out there. You ever see people in their ski suits? They look like little astronauts. For all I know, Russ is up there having us a fucking Christmas in Aspen. He did that shit last year on the Yule. That's what I remember. I was barbecuing, and he's up there freezing his ass, learning how to snowboard. I'm hoping he falls and breaks his tailbone. I love you, Russell. Merry Christmas to you and your family, too. Anyways, oh God, let's talk about the emotional waters of this shit. You're supposed to be a king of cups. What are you? You're drowning in your emotions. What did I go to? The Nine of Pentacles. They look like such a happy family. Hey, I watched Little Women. That was a great movie. I used to love that when I was little. I'm a big woman. The principle still stands. Sucks being a woman. We're just made to go find us a fucking mate and be married. And then it's like, but I want to do so many things with my life. Gosh. It's a good story. Really? Yeah, because then the guy comes in and he's nothing more than a teacher. And he's like, I have nothing in my hands to offer you. And she put her hand in his hand and she's like, now you do. We're going to start a school. The Hogwarts School of Mystical Arts. Don't worry, God's going to fund this. I'm a great manifester. I work with him. There's those that find this very misleading, I must say. All right, this is the wrong book. Come on. That's what it is. If you shut down to love, then you shut down to all possibilities. You have to open up to love, even if it's just one person. Because one person can open you up to a whole universe. He is the door to all men. I apologize for hurting your feelings with what I said. I'm a little vulgar. Obviously, a lot vulgar. I meant it with all my heart. And it didn't mean just him. It just meant that I'm really fully engulfed or like to be fully engulfed in the experience. It was very vulgar. With all due respect, you knew me to be this person before I ever discovered it, and I thank you for helping me find it, and feel free to be this person. I had assumed I would be this lovely person with you in private. Instead, I'm publicly announcing this person and introducing everyone to the shadow part of me, which is the story that they wrote books about. I need to introduce myself as I discover myself. Okay, let's go into our feelings, our emotional waters. And we talked about the dolphins, which is still bringing us to the Pleiadians. They wanted me to talk about the oh God, hold on. I can't even pronounce it. Really? Not off the top of my head. And I'm seeing the dolphin oracles. If you guys don't leave me alone with some bullshit, just put this book back. All right, it's in the beginning of the book. Help me know where it is. Not light work. Emissaries of light. Awakening your call. Come on, dude. Come on, dude. Give me a second. I'm going to tell you what it's called. As the Christ said, I go to prepare a place for you. He disappeared through the upper chamber opening, still in the belly of the sacred feathered serpent. Those of us who ascended at the time followed him out through the opening, joining him outside in the belly of the Quetzalcoatl, whatever. All right, so this is the Pleiadians and the Christ the Christ connection and purpose. Do you guys know anything about Mount Shasta or the Mayan temples? A group of Pleiadian archangels filed out and began to congregate the people on the structural feet and share with them the true purpose, right? So people have known about Christ and the whole purpose and all of that. And so that leads up to this. And there's something about the cortical, something vortex, something they want me to read. Mount Shasta, divine oneness, the high council of the 12, and the great white brotherhood, and our smaller groups. Which is called channels. What are you talking about? This is a frequency. This is an energetic opening. This is one of your channels that you open. You have your 7 chakras, and then you have the Merkaba, right? So the ka is a channel. And when you open this channel, that's how you're able to receiving information from not only, here it goes, Melchizedek and Thoth, and the Ka temples and healing practices evolved in Egypt, Greece, parts of Central America, and South America. There's cycles of the light, dark occurred in Egypt, Greece, and Europe, and Central America. The Dark Brotherhood killed and destroyed, raped, and established their rule. Then the forces of light rebelled and overthrew them. The cycles happened repeatedly. So that's those spiritual battles that they recorded in time that were always happening, which is what's happening now. In the essence, they call me, I haven't thought of you in a long time. What happened to him? He probably went deep in his shadows. What was his name? Lord Draco Nobody. He was a tarot reader. He called me a cult buster on page 55, because that's what I do, is I expose the darkness for what it is and what they're seeking to gain by the false prayers into their false entities, because I am on the other side with the dark entities proclaiming it. It's like Jesus never said that, and Lucifer isn't a fucking demon, and I, the Lilith, am not of what you said, and none of this and I was the one that fed the apple, and da-da-da-da-da-da. You're all full of shit. We know what you're doing and what you seek to gain of this world, but you have no power and no authority. And that's really what it is the light overpowers the dark in the dark days. Yeah, I'm just a freedom fighter. I just switched sides. Not realistically, they were just worshiping the dark, and that's what happened. I stood there as Isis and watched, God wash away the Egyptian land, because he proclaimed himself to be the morning star. It's like, oh shit, God said quit persecuting his people. He's going to I sat there and watched. That was my lineage that got washed away, but you know, it was also my God that did it. So my God isn't awesome. I've seen them do this a million times. The darkness tries to overtake the light, and God has to step in, and there it is. And that's what happens right now. He let it out. It's the dark days. In the essence, I teach you about the dark workers, and I work with the dark entities that they pray to and stuff. So they're no, you know what I mean? It's like they're not an effect on me and my following, but in the essence, yeah, they're breeding darkness, the psychic attacks and the fucking all of that bullshit, magical attacks. I went through quite a few to get here. I lost some teeth along the way. Really? Why? That was the most common bondage they were trying to do on me. Is throat chakra. If I couldn't speak, and that's my power, my ability to create, abracadabra, I will create with my words. So they kept binding my throat. The more I spoke, the more power they lost. People believed their bullshit, down to tarot readers and down to just dark practitioners, and even those that had paid practitioners to do work. It was reversed when they changed their mind. The power of it is annulled. You keep it going by your belief. Your marriage is only going because you believe it's a marriage and that it's working. Keep working at that. One day you'll wake up and be like, dude, I was never even really, not like, no, that was not a good thing. Anyways, there's the Palladians, the Andromedans, Etherical Guides, and Devic Kingdoms. Really? Yeah. That's all of the higher light. You can't reach that past the dark realms, though. Why? Because the dark realms are everywhere. And that's where Wolfman is. He's stuck in the dark, but he can't, he's protected. When I met him, I kept asking, I was like, what kind of divine authority do you have, motherfucker? I just had a sense of it. There was a knowing. There was an internal knowing. But when I went to challenge him to magical attacks in the ethers, I was made to know that he didn't have the ability to do that. He just had a divine protection over him. I wondered, it was the first time I had met it in another. So I'm assured that that's what happens with others, because they had said they went to a reader and they found out you was an earth angel. And that's it. You can sense it right away. Oh, this one's chosen. Oh, this one's protected. It's like you can feel their guides, you can feel everything. It's like, ooh, your whole fucking crew is all over you. This is, you know what I mean? Your family loves you. You are so protected. Really? Oh yeah, you can feel it. And that's what it was with him. When I went off on him, they're like, no, stop talking. Shut up. Stop. Before I knew it, I was in this cosmic place called spiritual court. Me and my boyfriend.
Holy mama.
Just me and Puck. I'm like, oh man, I'm in trouble. I just kept replaying everything I had said. I was in a bad place. All right, anyways, going back to it, the dolphins have, and I don't know where it is. They started talking about some extra bullshit. I was just trying to tell you about it's the cortical. Oh damn, we were in integration acceleration chamber, and dolphin moves. Dolphin brain patterning is guided floor movement work. Dolphins' moves are intended to teach your body how to unlearn old restrictive patterns. We're going to be having dolphin sex. Why do you think there's stories of dolphins raping humans? I'm sorry. I'm full of all kinds of great information. I don't mean to misguide you. Does he call you on your dolphin phone? Hey, I wondered, Wolfman, if that was your frequency I was picking up, that new foreign frequency that's coming through my ear. It's a very hefty frequency. I could get used to that. Moving on. Let's see. How to unlearn, and that's where it is. It's in me. That's where they're like, go love him. I don't want to. No, it's in you. You can love him. You just have to work through why you don't love him. And that's where I was like, if I fall in love with you, bro, I'm going to be trying to marry you and have babies, and we're going to be having dolphin sex. And I think in the last video, I said I was going to eat your dick. You wonder why these guys be running from me. Told you in the first video. I can get rid of you in 10 minutes. Watch this. I can get it. That was a good one. I feel like Bobby was gone in 7. Moving on. When you are aware of what you are doing, you can feel the results in your body as at the same time. You are free to learn new ways of moving and being, and are more. What is this? Commensurated with who you are, or yeah, who you are, and now, or who you are now, and who you are becoming. And that's what you need to realize is Russ tries to betray this with this album. It's what I'm becoming. You're becoming a piece of fucking shit, is what you are. You're not becoming anything by you doing the same things. There's this misconception that you're going to be something different by doing the same thing. That's literally the definition of insanity, and you call me crazy. Can somebody please look up the definition of insanity? The definition of insanity is to continue doing the same thing, expecting different results. He tells you that if he keeps making music, he's going to be better. No, you're not. That's not how it works. Marshall's no better than he always was. He just expresses it more freely. Or actually, at this point in life, I would say he restricts it even more. It's more filtered. We liked it better when it was unfiltered. Bring back Slim Shady. Sorry. It's the truth, though. We didn't like you as you became the watered down version of you. And that's what happens. You lose your zest trying to become an adult, trying to keep up with the Kardashians. All right. In other words, you give your body new choices. Interesting, though, when your brain learns a new way of doing something that requires less energy than the previous way of doing it, it drops the old way and accepts the new way. More energy efficient options. It takes much more. My page is turned down. Turned down for what? Because it's page 166, bitches. Energy to hold part of your body in contradiction than it is to let it be free, joyful, spontaneous, as the dolphin wave effect. Therefore, once your brain experiences an alternative that allows for freedom, joy, spontaneity, and releases the contradiction, it adopts that modus operandi and tells your body how to operate in the new way. And that's it. After you get your mind, and that's where it takes a little time, the dark night of the soul, right? Your heart can fuel it, and then you can force your mind to do something about it, which is usually just speak. Most of the time, it's like you just got to tell them no, or quit your job. Just confirm it. It's just confirmation, especially on a Wednesday. This is confirmation. It's communications, right? You got to speak your heart, right? Take some kind of action in your heart. After you've done that, the mind has come to a sense of peace because it's already made an action. So now it's planning the next reaction to this action, and which comes with a lot of ill feelings, right? So a typical Friday is Thursday, you're filled with joy and spontaneity and love. And then it starts to creep in as the moon comes in. Your heart starts getting filled up with callings. They're difficult, and it's a tower. It's calling you. It's going to make you see something and do something, right? So your mind's like, no, I can't do that. I can't do that. And your heart's like, nah, you got to do this. You got to do this. Depending on who you are, it could take you forever to go through your first one. I do it real quickly. I'm like, oh, fuck. And I'll come out and I'll tell you, my heart's calling me to do this. Well, what are you going to do? I got to do it. I just got to fight my mind for a little while. And then it's finally, I have to do it. Right? So like this week, God said, quit the fucking job. Oh, man. I knew I had to do it how many days ago? But it's getting the mind to like just loosen to where you can just do it. Now, as soon as I do it, the mind starts freaking out. No, I didn't really do it. No, we said we was going to do this. So you have to keep the reassurance going of the mind. And that's where this comes in. So then after that, I'm showing you how a mind works. But when you're doing a new program into your body, even if it was a fast or something like that, it's all directed through your mind. So you have to keep reinforcing your mind to keep your actions on par. And that's self-discipline. You're trying to tell yourself to do something different, right? Okay. So when it's something different that is actually something you enjoy, it's easier to adapt to it. It's like it's more excited. It's like, today we're not going to work today. Today we're going to the park. Oh yeah, that's right. Let's go to the park instead. And that was shit like me. When I stopped working, I started doing stuff like hiking, writing more music. Instead, I replaced this with that. And what that was stuff I liked. And that's where Bobby came out. We can't all do whatever we like. No. I do what my heart calls me to do. And it's not always what I like to do. It's a lot of battle. But my heart is trying to tell me to do things that bring me joy. They are very spontaneous, and it's a sense of freedom. And I can remember that video. I'm trying to call in a soulmate, and this is when fucking Wolfman's kind of in the picture. I'm at the Colorado River. I'm in Arizona. And I'm sitting there, and it's like a middle of the day, and people are so pissed. I'm out there in a bathing suit. I have no job. I'm living the best of my life, having a great time, laughing and giggling. And here comes all these guys. I'm just having the greatest time of my life. And that's where I laugh about Steve's love tarot. He's like, it's the Queen of fucking Pentacles. She has no job. She's in the fucking forest with sticks in her hair, just lollygagging. And you're like, what the fuck is this bitch? You're going to find me there. That's the Queen of Cups. That's the Empress, the Lord of the Woods. We're just out there having fun. We're fairies. Why? God's got us. We're out there playing with fucking invisibles, bro. You don't want to be part of our invisible life? You want to go and play at work? And I always make that fucking statement. It's like, Marshall, you ever going to come out and play? You ever going to come out and play? It's God's kingdom, bro. It's his backyard. We could do whatever we want as long as we do what he says. We're all protected. All he wants us to do is have a good life. He'll tell us what to do that we like to do, and he'll keep us going. Really? Yeah, because we're kids, and he's got to keep us busy with something. Really? I mean, if not, an idling mind is very dangerous. He knows that. So that's where that is. This is why dolphin brain repatterning is learning processes. Whether you experience the work hands-on through dolphin moves, your body is taught how to operate more efficiently through your tactical awareness and the presentation of healthier, more energy-efficient alternatives. By placing your full attention on your body in the dolphin moves listed below, you isolate the learning experience from other potential neurological input, refining and particularizing what your brain and your body receive. You're like, damn, what is this talking about? I told you it's scientific. She started working with dolphins, and I started understanding higher levels of conscious and the awareness that could be transmitted into our self-awareness. And in doing that, she tapped into the Palladians, which are light beings. What do you see in front of you in that card? The dolphins, and what else? Is that Metatron's cube? I wear something similar to that. I was given it over the summer on my my charms, my lucky charms. That's a good one, God. That's a good one. I never really said that before. That's who I am. Here they are. It's this one right here. You see it? That was to help me understand that everything is a fragment of it all, and it puts together the micro to the macro. Really? Mm-hmm. Although you think that your life is insignificant, your life has a huge significance on the big picture. You're playing a small role in a big picture, in a big film. All of us are interconnected, and that's how that works. And that goes back to the planets. How are the planets made? A magnetizing force that brings dust particles together to make a mass. How do I manifest? A magnetizing force that brings dust particles together into mass. The divine feminine attracts. So I take and put my intentions, which is a belief, and it magnetizes into a mass. The more I believe in it, the more I put into this belief, the more that it feeds it. Okay? You do that all day with your feelings too. So let's go back to Bobby. I hope she doesn't leave me. 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 And it's like, I just need to leave her. I just need to leave her. I just need to leave her alone. I just need to leave her alone. I just need to leave her alone. I hope she doesn't leave me. I hope she doesn't leave me. I just need to leave her alone. Okay, so listen to what that is. It becomes a chant in his mind. Back and forth. That's what he's saying. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. What are they hearing? Leave me, leave me, leave me. That's all they're hearing. That's all the echo is saying. You can't hear it all. You can hear the echo. You're saying, I hope she never leaves me, and I just need to leave her. So all they're hearing is leave me. You're sending out thoughts. They're sonars that have electricity that are being magnetically heard on some other side, and they're bringing back exactly what you're saying, you're putting out. I don't do that. And that's where I was like, if I wanted you, all I'd have to do is think about you hard enough, and you couldn't control it. You could not control the magnetism of me wanting you. If I want it bad enough from my heart and I call it in, I can. But what gets in the way? My mind. Like, no, I don't want it anymore. And then it just turns off. It's like this huge, powerful force. It's like sucking down the drain, right? There's all this water in the tub, and then somebody pulls the train, and now it's like you can't get away from it. You're going down into this black hole. But then all of a sudden, someone puts a fucking, you know what I mean, a plug in the drain, and now you're safe. You're safe from my magnetism. Really? Yeah. Something like that. And that's why, because it's heart fueled. And that's why it's like, why don't you, everyone's always like, you know, if I had her powers, I would have all great things. And I always tell you the same thing. Why don't I have anything? Because I don't want anything. They have to make me want it. They have to get me excited on it. They have to show me that this is something I want in my life. I have no reason to want you, bro. In essence, when I think of you, I think of all kinds of fearful things and how devastating and difficult it would be to be with you. It has to be a heart's wanting, because my mind gets in the way and says, no, I don't want to deal with this shit. And then what do I do to stop the mind? Just throw the picture of his wife up. That always works well. Yeah. What does that do for you? It does wonders when I think about the women that fucking Wolfman was sleeping with. It's like, yeah. You know, hey. Did you know that Lewis was not only with Rihanna and fucking Nicki Minaj? His longest relationship was the Pussycat girl that was like, don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me? And like, you know, like all of this stuff. It's like, are we really judging you on your exes? I mean, if you don't do any better, then we're just looking at Marshall as like Kim Mathers and Mariah Carey. Okay. And that's where my story has to keep going. I got to keep going, dude. I can't stop here. Emotional well-being. Card number 7 links to the energy of the planet of Neptune, helping you dive into your imagination and intuition, as well as the land of dreams. That's another thing. He doesn't believe in intuition or imagination. So fucking logical. Are you sure you're a Scorpio? Maybe they lied on your birth certificate. You seem too down to earth. More like a fucking earth sign. They say that fucking, you know, water signs are supposed to be very emotional beings. Cancers are, that's for fucking sure. I don't really know a Pisces, not knowably. I probably know you, but I don't know that you're a Pisces. Why? Because I hurt your feelings all the time. Moving on. You may be experiencing unusual or symbolic dreams recently. My daughter has been having weird nightmares. She keeps telling me all about them. If so, it is time to get a journal and write them down. Doing so also helps you unlock your subconscious, aiding your emotional health. Another aspect of water's deep energy. Yeah, and that's the king of cups, Neptune, Poseidon. Hey, we're the brother of another mother. Motherfuckers. What does that mean? For those of you, you can't access your subconscious unless you're put to sleep. So when you're in the waking world, it's important for you to write down what you remember, because those are the only ways you can get the message. Otherwise, you're pretty much brain dead all day. Me, I do this in the waking world. I don't write it down, though. I already have carpal tunnel. I can't write all that down all day. I always say it, though. Somebody write this down. Write this down. Marshall, Holy Spirit, write this down. Really? Yeah, and that's where it is the other side is communicating to you through dreams. They look as dreams. If you do it during the day, they're not so dreamy. They're actually just, you know, basic visions. But when you're asleep, you can't see it. A perfect example was that job. They want me to remind you of that job. I was waking up one morning, and I saw a shadow figure. I couldn't see who it was. It wasn't my typical guides. As I was waking up, I saw a shadow figure of a man. As I was starting to open my eyes, he said, "Hey, by the way, they're hiring at the front desk." And I woke up and I made a video about it. And I was like, I don't know where he was talking about, but I hope he comes back and tells me what front desk. Right? So then the next day, someone from Indeed had contacted me and scheduled me for an interview for a front desk position. It was going to happen anyways. It just happened to be that I had saw the message from the other side and I was intrigued by it. And what I really needed, the job itself meant nothing. It was all those fucking training hours that I learned about memory care that meant everything. It had nothing to do with the job. That job was booty whack. That's the one I told you where I got that trainer real good. I mean, I got a good paycheck out of it by all the training hours, but it was the information that I went to get, which was all about memory care, dementia, Alzheimer's, all of that. I had no idea how any of that worked and what they went through and how to, it was symbolic to my own journey. But that's what happened. It was in the dream world. And that's it too. If I dream about you, I saw you in the astrals. And that's where I can be unleashed. I don't have to sit here. I can do it now, but especially there, like the body just goes to sleep. The soul leaves the body when it's sleeping, typically. Or it stays there and it's trying to transmute information into your thick head through fucking symbolisms, which is dreams. And that's exactly what I was going to pull out with Carl Jung's book. It's exactly what I was going to pull out with Carl Jung's book. It's the last teaching that he did about symbolisms through mind. And then the other book I was going to pull out was Sheila Nagig and Queen Maeve, is from the Carl Jung Institute. And she talks about your addictions and projections of the mind. So it's all intertwined. It's just we're getting in real deep. What does this have to do with Christmas? I'm not sure. It happened to me last 2 Christmases ago. And if you think about the level up that I went through of the sacrifice of sacrificing the holiday of Christmas last year, the mind control that took, you have no idea what that did to me mentally, bro. Imagine what it would do to you emotionally. Fine. Please try to understand this with not sympathy. Don't feel sorry for me. Understand it. And that's where it's like, your God's misleading you. He took me to places that no man has ever gone before. And it's not true. I was deathly afraid of coming back to Colorado and ending up homeless in my car. I put that intention, and that's exactly what happened. I have to face my fears. So I let this fear get the best of me, and I had to face it. It's just what happens. So imagine the worst feeling in the world. I live in my car and it's Christmas and we're having no Christmas and I am flat broke and it is the worst Christmas of my entire existence. And God is feeding me nonstop. My heart is feeding me nonstop information, telling me that none of this is real, that I shouldn't be giving into this. I should not feel bad, that everything is still okay, that I'm not a terrible person, that he put me here and that everything is still okay and that everything's going to be okay. You have to understand the sense of hopelessness and despair that you feel as a masculine person, as your masculinity is being ripped out of you, where you know you would never do this to yourself or to your family, and you're being asked to sit in such a helpless position in the name of God. I cried and cried. It got harder and harder. I can feel it inside of me. It was so painful to give up Christmas. It was just an idea. But the week that came closer, it was like, it's Christmas and you don't have no presents and you don't have a house. And remember all the things you gave up and this is all your fault. Call it the devil if you'd like. It was just my mind tearing me apart. And meanwhile, my heart is telling me, God is literally telling me, Jesus Christ is standing in front of me and saying, this means nothing to me. This is not what I mean. This is not my season. It has nothing to do with me. You are not a bad person. You are not a bad mother. This is not a bad time for you. Make it through this. So when we talk about the repatterning of a dolphin mind, it's something like that. Your birthday. is made to be a celebratory day, and it's supposed to be a beautiful day. And if nobody celebrates you, then nobody loves you, and you don't mean anything because nobody bought you a gift and nobody said anything to you, and nobody even cares about you. That's a creation of your mind, bro. Because if you didn't know it was your birthday, then you wouldn't have created this expectation of this day to be celebrated accordingly. And that's the same thing that'll happen on fucking Valentine's Day. This is a made-up fucking holiday. St. Patrick has nothing to do with drinking beer and the liberation of Ireland. Christmas has nothing to do with the birth of Christ. All this overspending, greedy giving, you know what I mean? Terrible feelings. This has nothing to do with Christ. And let's talk about the Easter Bunny. The 4th of July, celebrating our independence, the same rules that we broke free are now being broken upon us. Come on, bro. And that's where it is we have to force ourselves to think different, but it's not easy. Going back to it, it's like, why did God do that? So I could teach people. Number one, I wasn't the only one homeless without a Christmas last year. So he made me part of an elite squad of suffering. But he gave me a different mindset to teach people that go through that squad this year or any year that he puts through that, to have the right mindset and understand that none of this was real. And it didn't matter. He took me through some dark waters. But I didn't drown. With this card, the fluid and magical element of water is inviting you to cleanse away your stress, pain, and difficulties, and to feel held in the safe current where you can float and play. And that's where it is. The dolphins don't know. They're just going with the flow. Some of them have an inner knowing and inner guidance, but they're just going with the flow and they'll be okay. All that is heavy in your physical body becomes light within water. And as you become buoyant, you are able to relax, unwind, and feel carefree. That's my favorite thing to do, is take warm baths and just float in the water like a freaking lotus. Water is within us throughout life, from the water within the womb from which we are born, and the water we drink every day, and the water to which we cleanse our body. Water is essential to life. You are reminded to drink enough water and bless it, to charge the water with good vibrations and health and happiness. The cells in your body become filled with light as you upgrade your system. Water is needed to help this ongoing evolutionary process right now. Getting in physical touch with the element of water is very healing to you right now. To balance your emotional body, sit beside a river, a lake, or a sea. If you can't be near water, visualize it. If you're ready, I'm telling you, that's what I do. I do a lot of water rituals. I don't live by a lake or a river. Actually, I live by a lake, but I don't get in it. And, all of that. I take a lot of ritual baths. When I said that I jumped up and I got in the shower earlier, that was my second one. Maybe third, because I wake up at like 5 and I just soak in the bath. And then I'll go fuck around. I'll put on some snuggly clothes because I'm not ready to go anywhere at fucking 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and it's still cold out. So I put on some sweats and shit. And then after I'm out there and the sun has came up, then I'll typically go and do another fucking shower. And then I'll put on real clothes and put on makeup and shit. And then after a long day, like 7, 8 o'clock, I'll run another hot bath. Really? And I'll just soak in it. Just sit there. It's so refreshing. I love showers, don't get me wrong. I do that too. So typically I'll take a bath, I'll soak in the bath and shit, and then I'll let the water go, and then I'll stand up and, clean myself through shower. Really? Yeah. And so, it's very soothing. See yourself sitting in the shore of the waves softly coming in and out. Use your breath to match their rhythm. The waters of the ocean connect you to the hidden realms beneath. The dolphins who are there remind you to play and have fun, not to be so serious, but to find your childlike curiosity about life and all that it has to offer. And that's what it means to get back to your foolish self. You don't want to act like a child. You just want to have a childlike essence. Given when you're born again like me and you have a free experience, everything is new and you get to experience it differently. I mean, I'm a little childish indeed in my exploration of, everything. Like I got to the, I posted pictures. I'm standing at the checkout and I'm like, look, there's an astrology book. Look, they're talking about me. Look. And I'm making it, this is a big deal to me. So it looks very childish, but it's an exploration of new things and the excitement and zest of being young again. Not just like, it's dull. It's you guys, you don't have that. I don't know. I can just see this capsule that you wear. I wear my heart on my sleeve, so everything is, you know what I mean, down to the people that I'm experiencing. I'm experiencing people as I'm walking past them. You know what I mean? I walk down every aisle, but everything is different as I experience it. You would say you know everything. No, it's a new experience each time. The knowing does no good. I don't go in there with this knowing, okay, I'm going to go here and I'm going to go. I don't plan out anything. It's like I have an idea. I can see myself, all right, these are what I have intentions to do this, but I'm a child. And on the way there, my spirit will say, oh, you know what? Let's just blow this off and go have an adventure and go to the Children's Museum, or let's go to the Natural Science Museum. Let's go to the spiritual store. Let's do a hike instead. The inner self wants to, explore itself and have a good time. And it's like, that sounds better than what I was about to do anyways. I can always do that. Laundry can wait. And you guys will be like, no, I can't do that. I got to do laundry and I got to do dishes and the kids are going to need me for homework. You could have just took an hour out of your time and go and got some fresh air. All of that shit would have been fine without you. The kids were not going to die, waiting to do their homework. Lord forbid. Who gives homework out anyways? I already got in many fights with the school about that. Just as dolphins dive fearlessly, you too are encouraged not to be afraid to explore your own hidden depths. And that's what I did with Bobby. I was like, dude, I just want to have the ability to let myself go and see what happens. I kept restraining it. I was afraid of what would happen because of what happened the first time. So I didn't let it. And I wanted to see what would happen if I just let myself be free with you. What do I act like? How far will I go? What will I do? It's scary, but I want to see what will happen if I'm not trying to stop myself from being, I don't know, if I'm just not trying to stop myself and nobody else is trying to stop me either. What are my limits? Do I have a limit? I don't know. I didn't get that opportunity. I'm always stopped. There's always closed down. Just saying. And listen not just to the surface emotions within the water memory, but a deeper emotion that may be buried on your own seabed. And that's where it is too. It's like after seeing him and stuff, like all of a sudden from the deepest pits of my waters, I start panicking about, I never wanted to get married. I never wanted to have children. It just came out of nowhere. If he remembers it, then he knows. I just kind of sat up and that's literally like, what do you say after that moment? That's what I said. That's what came out of my soul. Not that was great or I had a great time or that was nothing. I sat up and said that. I never wanted to get married. I never wanted children as I sat there looking into the lake. I didn't. I think back of what I believed before all of this started. It was a good thought. I had my heart set on it. And I'm so close to it now, but it's like, it's not going to be that way. I had this belief that my kids would get older, they'd graduate, and then I'd be able to be free to travel, to do what Wolfman does, to visit the countries and make music and eat the food and really just be free. That's all I wanted to do. I didn't want any of this. I felt like I lost my whole life being a mother. Trying to struggle to be a good mother since I was 16. I just wanted to be free. I was waiting till the day that they were grown up and I could finally be free. The thought of starting over, that means I won't ever probably have those freedoms. And then God tried to show me I can still do that with children. And that was the point too. I was preparing to do that, kind of have those kind of freedoms in my music. I had this worked out that I was going to be able to be on the road and do music with my children. We could do this. So it's not like I'm limited with my next children, but that wasn't part of my dream. My dream was to be free, to no longer to be married with children, to no longer be responsible for other people's lives, but just to explore my own. I didn't want any of that until I saw him. And that's the beautiful thing, is because deep down inside of me, there is a part that wants it, and I'm able to acknowledge it and actually do the work to try to feed that part, that shadow, a part of me. Despite not wanting to give into this, I understand the importance of what it means to my soul. Really, and that it's not going to take away from my freedoms. But that's how I saw it. I saw myself free with a passport. One can dream. Anyways, let's move on. Metatron makes it safe for you to feel, talk about, and explore all emotions, anything that troubles you, and does so with the aid of watery element to support you. The sacral, that explains it. That's exactly, I told my daughter that. I was like, I'm having all kinds of cramps, like I'm about to get another period. What the fuck? I told her that today. I swore to her. I told her that today. Where's your sacral? It's in your jellies. The sacral chakra is also highlighted here with the illustration of the, what is this? Hexadron, a symbol of your body's natural understanding as it does color and subconscious language. Imagine the shape flowing into your sacral chakra, releasing old hurts. That was very interesting. I knew I was doing chakra work though, because out of nowhere I was getting chakra issues. Really? Yeah, you can feel when you, I don't know. I guess for men you would probably feel it in like your balls and shit. You'd probably feel like something flowing through all of that area. And that's what it is. It's like I can feel all this stuff in my uterus and my freaking ovaries. I wouldn't say the vagina, but it's in that area. I'm like, we're going through some sacral work here. This is sacred energy because that's my sacred secret spots. You're touching my sacred spots. Really? I said it to my daughter. I was very confused. I was like, am I going to catch another fucking period? What the fuck is this? Really? Yup. Woke up like that. Releasing old hurts, shocks, or experiences and bringing strength and balance back into to the center of your creativity, sexuality, and life force itself. And that's where that dirty comment came out of. I have an unsustainable sexual desire that has not fully been activated, but once we do, I don't know what we're going to do about it. Again, the word is insatiable. There's no way you're going to be able to calm it. It's like full exploration. Are you going to be able to stand up to that? There's a little blue pill that can keep you going for 4 hours. I didn't mean that. That's not funny. I feel like that has bad side effects. What if it gives you diarrhea after or something? I think you should just not do that. Just my personal opinion. I wouldn't take a fucking pill to fucking make you fucking... I wouldn't ask for such things. Going back to that, it's like maybe that's why they keep feeding me 20-year-olds. Youth. I need the youth of men. Just kidding. Sorry. Not funny. It is. It is. And it's the part of me that we don't ever talk about. Lilith is known for one. I mean, she's known as the rebellious, but she's known as the seductress. God's untamed sexual nature. Why? Because I held it in. That's what happens when he fucking gives you love and you don't give it to someone. You explode in unhealthy natures. Really? Oh, this is very unhealthy. Yeah, it goes back to it. In essence, God gave me to Adam, right? He wanted me to go and be bountiful with Adam. I had the desire, it was already put inside of me since the moment of my creation, but I denied myself this power, or I denied him my power. And that's just how it is. It's like, you're not going to give me your dick? Okay, fine. Are you hurting me or yourself by not giving me some dick? And that's just kind of what it is. Bitches don't be giving you pussy. The power of the pussy, right? And that's it. It's like they want to, but they don't want you to have that power because that's all you want. Okay. We talk about all this. Are you ready for this Knight of Wands? You think that you control the sexual energy? You're about to be dominated by the most dominatrix there ever was. Are you prepared for this? He wasn't. Said he wasn't. And yet he still comes back for more. Whatever. And I'm over here saying, I want more. That wasn't enough. Going back to it, that's really what it was. So I was created to love, and not with no ability to give it to Adam. I understood the intensity of this power, and so I just kept being very powerful and using this power against others. Really? Yeah, and that's what women are doing now, is they're using the power of sexuality against others, but it's being reclaimed and taken away from them as I live here in the actual being. Really? Because I show that there's no power in such. Once the masculine energy, whether in man or woman, is able to discipline itself not to give in to the temptations of the flesh, a pretty girl isn't going to be enough anymore. He's going to want his heart to pump. It's going to take his heart to pump for the blood to get his dick hard. And that's where men are right now. They'll fuck you, but it's going to take a lot for you to get his dick hard. And that's because his heart's not in it. And that's what's going on right now. They want a soul connection, not flesh. And after a couple of pumps, they realize it's just raw and there's no experience. So they close their eyes and think of something that they saw on the internet to get the job done. And then they do not call you. Sorry. Hey, Jonica, how often are Russ's eyes closed when he's having sex with you? Keep an eye on that. Hey, Royce, how often are your wife's eyes closed when she's having sex with you? She has to close her eyes to be part of this experience. It's not in looking in your eyes that's doing it for her. For you, you want to see the pushing of your shaft into her vagina, and that seems to do it for you, which is basically you do it for yourself. But where is she looking for her excitement? Do we want to talk about sex now? Are we ready to talk about sex and love? Maybe we'll keep that flower closed till Friday. Let's talk about Jesus tomorrow. The birth of Jesus. Hey, you know how Jesus was born? Mother Mary told me the truth. It wasn't so immaculate. Babies are conceived how babies are conceived. How did the watchers fall? How were the demigods born? Angels slept with the human women. Really? Yep, that's what happened. She wasn't immaculate. She didn't just wake up pregnant. She was made love to by an angel. And through that is how she was impregnated. Truly? Yeah, and I sat there blown away, and Pac was like, let's get it on. I was like, shut up, bro. I'm going to get a man. He's already offered to be that the artificial inseminator. The inseminator. I told him I could do better. He didn't like that. When I start dealing with these guys, I'm like, the immaculate conception feels fine. I could just go to sleep and just wake up pregnant. No muss, no fuss. Just us. No memories either. Sounds like my typical sex life. I got 4 kids that worked out the same exact way. They say it'll be a better experience. Well, I'll feel the explosion of life happening inside of me. That is what I'm going for. I want to feel that. What does that feel like? Who's the guy that's going to blow a load big enough to give me a baby? I want to feel that. Sorry, it's not Christ-like over here. I'm the dark goddess, and it gets dark. And I am literally the goddess of sexuality, and we are definitely going into the sexual fields of study. I'm supposed to have a sexual partner that's preparing himself. He's supposed to be very well trained in the sex arts, the magical sex arts. So I'm supposed to have, a magical sexual experience awaiting me as I train you or train him or we train for this. I have a book on it. Really? We never read it. I got it in the beginning. I was so excited about having sex, but it just hasn't happened for me just yet. What is it? It's a beginning sex magic for beginners. Really? Yeah, it's in here somewhere. I bought it in the very beginning. We've never read it. I mean, I never had a sexual partner to practice and tell you how it works. We're gonna get there. Confirmation. He's going to come for me. I'll tell you how this works. I mean, it worked last time. Yep. My daughter's loving that. Don't worry, she's listening. She's got headphones.
How about I'm your mother? I give you everything.
What?
His mom was trying to make these kids feel bad.
His mom was trying to make these kids feel bad? That
And
sounds like a
and
good
she's
one.
like, well, how about I'm a mother? How about I have a full-time job? And the kid goes, well, how about 8 inches long? And
8 inches long? That sounds like you're talking my mother's language. You're like, your children and you are crazy. We grew up together, dude. Shut up, bro. They're not my friends. They're just funny.
She like started listing off like the basic necessities of what mom has to do, like getting a job and giving them a roof. And she's like, how about 8 inches?
But I feel like they have to do that even if they weren't my mother. Don't they have to get a job
so
and be
that's
that?
It's funny. She just lists up, well, I have a job, I feed you, I clothe you. So like, oh, you want to talk about basic? We can talk about this.
What is the joke though about 8 inches?
It's just he's making fun of the way she's saying it.
Okay. Is this one of those 6-7 jokes I'm not
No.
getting? Hey, we went to Walmart. I'm gonna leave on this note. We went to Walmart. My daughter's like, look, it says 6-7, and I look up. It's a big ass cucumber. It's a big old things of cucumbers. I was like, somebody's making a joke.
I'm gonna listen to y'all. Y'all are my kids. Y'all don't pay my bill. Neither do you. The water's been shut off for a month. Okay, how about I'm a mother? How about I have a full-time job? How about I gave y'all everything you got? How about 8 inches of shit? I'm gonna listen to y'all. Y'all
Is she making up? Is she making fun of them because all it took was 8 inches and they were here?
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't even get 8 inches. Fucking got 5 inches of snow is what I got.
It's just
Oh, that was a fun time. Hey, fun times, guys. Where did we talk about? Oh God, I forgot what we talked about. I just put the books away. Oh, Metatron, emotions, the awakening. Yeah, the element of water, imagination, writing down your dreams, following your heart. Sounds so poetic, but that's not how we talked about it. Poetic justice. Oh, and then there was also Pac. He is always on top. That's funny. Pac's on top. Would you let Pac be on top? I mean, do I have a choice in the matter? It's not like he's really, I mean, fucking with you guys. And that's why I laughed so hard. He's like, I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Do you remember in the beginning? You don't know, but it did happen. Fucking Jada Pinkett Smith came out and said that she was having sex with the spirit of Pac and that she hated Will Smith and that he had trash dick. I came out and was like, what? Who? Will Smith don't got no trash dick. You're full of shit, you bald-headed bitch. And Pac says he ain't touching you with not even Will's dick. Dickhead. That's imaginary, bro. That's her closing her eyes and imagining. And how could she say that about her husband after all those years? And he's over here coming out talking about they got a happy marriage. And then your kids are all weird. You guys are all weird, trying to sell the lie. What the fuck is the truth going on here, Mr. and Mrs. Smith? Or Mr. and Mr. Smith? Mr. I can't be part of your world for too much longer. This sucks. Hey, I love you guys. As far as the mystic, what did we talk about? The Palladians. We talked about all of that and the light and dark wars and damn. I felt like we were going to talk about Carl Jung and all of that, but there's no way we could fit all that in. Really? No, your brain's going to explode. Trust me. I know how much is too much for the minor brain. The minor arcanas. Even that, I'm not even taking you nowhere near Santa Muerte. That bitch is dangerous. She's dangerous. Danger, Will Robinson. I was like, oh, we found some real witchcraft here, guys. We better take it easy on this one. Am I afraid? No, I just don't want my following to start dealing with it and then fucking blow their heads off. Your faith in God is not strong enough to go into the dark. That's why fucking Wolfman couldn't go into the dark. Why? Because you get in there and it's helpless. It's hopeless. The darkness. Really? Yeah. It's the pits of your mind, though. It's just your own mind telling you things are hopeless. That's that Eight of Swords bullshit. Your heart is going to drive you into the darkest places of your mind, only to overcome it. And then you come out victorious. But you don't even have such battles until your heart turns on. You're really not even battling anything. You're just like doing whatever your mind says and just trying to keep up with people and your bills. When your heart wakes up, that's when the awakening happens and it becomes extremely difficult. You can't live life like you were. There is a driving force that is in between you and the way of your life. And it's your soul opening up and trying to get you, you know what I mean, to have this spiritual experience. But your mind is completely against it. And you can start to give into it and then try to go back like Kanye did and get stuck in between. No matter what you look at, right? Kanye was evolving in his time in his life, and he needed something new to go with his new life. He had a new wife and a new children. Something new had to come with this new life, the new dream. So God gave him a new career. He gave him a new creative vision to do for his family, and this would make his family better, which was bring them closer to God. Build a church and start making some church music and bring your family and their friends in. He tried to, but there was a lot of mocking of that. No, you can't do that because you're a hypocrite and, nobody likes that kind of music. And he's asking his wife to put her clothes on and for them to kind of conform into a better way. And he can't force them into this new vision that God's calling him to bring all of these people into. And because he can't bring them in, he leaves the vision alone and goes and tries to go back to be pleasing to them. But because he even gave into this vision, he's already lost them. So he was better off holding on to his vision of God and catching new people with this new vision. The right people would have supported this, and they were. You know what I mean? When you turn to God, a lot of people are going to be like, oh, they're on that God shit. That's what my sister said about my other sister. I don't know what happened with Topaz, but she's like, yeah, Topaz is on that spirituality shit. That could have meant anything. It just meant she was becoming more, more evolved. That just means she was doing something that typical people don't do. And spirituality could have been anything. She could have started learning the cards, crystals, herbs, any kind of thing. She could have started learning Buddhism, anything. They call all that spiritual. You know what I mean? And that just means that she started practicing other techniques to better her life. And that's where it is like, oh, and that's even if you're like, oh, no, they can't hang out because they're going to church tomorrow. Ooh, church. They want to make fun of you because you want to make your life better. No, they're at the gym. They got to get their fitness on. And that's just what it is. They want to put you down for trying to put yourself in a better position. But when you get into the gym, there's other people in the gym that are like, become your new gym friends. There's people at the church that become your new church friends. So you're letting go of these people that don't go to church for people that do. You're letting go of people that don't go to the gym for people that do. Like, that's what's funny is like, I don't hike with nobody on the mountains or anything, but there's so much fucking people out there like me. And I love the family members. There'll be like bitches and dudes with their kids on their shoulders and shit. And I'm over here having a cigarette like, fuck. Somehow I'm part of your crew. Just getting up here on the mountain, I'm part of people like you. And that's what's cool. They look at me like, you don't look like the typical hype group. No, but here I am on the top of the mountain with you, sweating my ass off, having a nature experience. And that's just what it is. Everybody else is like, no, I don't want to go. And they just want to sit there on their phone. They're like literally going to collect dust for another hour. They could have spent an hour going for a walk with you, but instead they're going to collect dust. You know what dust is, right? It's like fucking skin particles. Dust is literally shaved skin particles. That's why you have to dust your house and all that dirt and shit. That's why you're always outgrowing your skin, or you should be. It adds the lotion to the skin. You ashy motherfucker. It's wintertime. Sorry, creative inspiration. That goes back to it. I mean, Lewis could do many great things if he wasn't worried about trying to win a Ferrari. Understanding the fact that Lewis has all financial freedoms, he's literally a millionaire. He could sit there and do anything or absolutely nothing with the rest of his life. He could turn into a drug addict or an alcoholic. He could sit on a beach, butt-ass naked, drinking martinis for the rest of his life if that was like, if his heart so desired. And that would be okay. Why? Because he worked hard his whole life. Why can't he retire and just have an okay life? Again, I don't know if his balls are going to work to create children. But in essence, you would think that he wants to just fuck the shit out of some great woman and have great children and eat great food and live happily ever after like the rest of us. You think that that's the dream. Are you dreaming? Dream a little dream for me. For those of us with commitment issues, or we've never had that closeness, it sounds like a fucking nightmare waking up to your bad breath in the morning and trying to think about what, sharing the kitchen or the bathroom with you. I've been alone for a long time by myself. A long time. I don't know how this cuddling thing works. Do I hold you all night? What if I get sweaty? What if I leave the bed? Are you going to get up and follow me? What if you catch me in the kitchen eating like I do all the time? Are you going to judge me? Are you going to eat with me? Are you going to turn on the light? What is this? You know what I mean? What about everything else? I have fears about intimate closeness, sharing my space with a human being. Really? I'm very free to do whatever the fuck I want all the fucking time. If I don't want to fucking put on a bra, if I don't want to do anything, I just fucking do whatever the fuck I want. I don't have to take in consideration somebody else's eyes, ears, or thoughts on what the fuck I'm doing. Ever. Never? Nah. Just the kids. And they live with me, so we do all this, collectively. Pretty much. We walk around with headphones. We don't even talk, really. Really? Not really. We walk around, each of us with our own headphones, doing our own thing. Like, we're not really interconnected like that. We live in our own little fucking worlds. So, like, bringing us into the world is like, it's like dropping a new fish in the tank with us, and we're just going to watch you. Like, what does he do? Like, if I invite you into my house, like, simplistic things, I'm freaking out here. What do I do when I bring you in my house? Do we sit down and, like, watch TV, or what do you want to watch? I'm hearing that funny song. She ain't got no cable. I probably don't. Do I need cable to entertain you? Do you like Netflix? What are we supposed to do? They say that Netflix and chill just leads to sex. So is that really what you came for? Like, can you be honest? What are we doing? Do you like board games? Are we going to cook? What are we doing while you're in my space? I'm so confused. I don't even sit in my own house. Really? Not really. I sit outside all the time. Do you want to go sit outside? I'm stressed. So I don't think about nothing. There's too much to think about. You guys have had plenty of experiences of being around people and entertaining them. And it's like, what am I supposed to do with you? Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with you. Really? I mean, really, though. I said this a while ago, jokingly, but I'm kind of serious. If I'm not fucking you, what am I going to do with you? What do we do all day? What are we supposed to do with each other? I'm just saying, if we're not talking, and that's where I have a hard time. It's like, are you going to talk? Do you never shut up? What do you talk about? Are we going to do things? What does this look like? That's why I can't think about any of this. Really? No, it hurts my head. I don't try to plan for a future. The very thought of it makes me want to run away. It's too much. Too much. It's like, let's plan a date. Let's don't. That gives me enough time to plan my way out of this date. Really? It has to be spontaneous. You can't give me time to think, because I'll think my way out of it. Why? Because I think too hard. I'm a thinker. Really? And that's why I don't like to. I just like to just go with it. Don't ask me my opinion, because then my brain's going to try to come up with one. And it's usually useless and negative. Really? Most definitely. My own self? No, and that's what it is understanding. I said that to this lady at Walmart. What happened? I don't know. I wasn't even paying attention to her, but she was struggling to pay. Like, she was like $3 short, and she was going to put something back. And I just looked up and I noticed, and I just shoved my card in there, and I paid for it. She's like, "Oh, thank you." I was like, "Nah, I'm a piece of shit. That was from God."
She didn't know English, so she couldn't hear what she
Yeah, I just told her. I just was like, "No." She's like, "You're a good person." I said, "No, I'm not. That was from God. God told me to do that." Because I wasn't thinking about it. God said, "Pay that." Okay, God. I didn't think about it. If I thought about it, I'd be like, she just bought a $100 gift card. Why do I got to pay her $3 fucking charge fee? If I thought about it, but I didn't. And that's where it is I could think about this and think about why I shouldn't fucking help you. And that's where it is I didn't think about it. And I always say it. It's like, no, I'm not shit. I ain't shit. I'm really actually an asshole, dude. It's God. He's really good. And he, and that's where it goes back to. If I didn't have God, you would be fucked. Because I don't like nobody, and I don't want to deal with nobody, and I don't give a shit about nobody or nothing. Really? I'll just curl up in a hole and die. I'm like Marshall. I could be real hateful and just be happily hateful for the rest of my life and be justified in those hateful feelings and just stay away from people and just, stick to myself. That's that logic video. I don't go out and I don't fuck with nobody because, I don't fuck with nobody, and we don't fuck with nobody. Why don't we fuck with people? Because we've had enough experiences that we don't want to fuck around no more. We fucked around and had too many experiences that we found out we don't want to fuck around no more. Now I'm like, come on, let's go fuck around and find out. And you're like, no. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. And then I get out there and I look all stupid and they're like, you should have known better. I was like, yeah, I forgot. I have a memory issue. I relearned that issue again. I was like, I'm not gonna apologize for having to relearn stupid fucking lessons that you still haven't learned ever in your life. At least I learned my lesson. Look at you repeating it. Go ahead and do that again next weekend. I learned my lesson. And so did the whole world. They watched me do it. It's embarrassing. Don't put your finger in the hole. Sorry, it's just a dirty joke. I'm full of dirty jokes. Oh, it can make somebody feel very uncomfortable all the time. All right, so explore your emotions. And again, keep a dream journal. A dream journal, most of them is going to be when you're asleep and if you're getting woke up. My daughter is. I'm sleeping. I told you, they keep putting me to sleep, which is fine. I'd be tired as fuck. It feels so good to curl up in a fucking blanket and pillow. And then I'll be waking up. I'm like, how long have I been here? I think I need to get up. Dude, I'd be stressing the getting up thing. I might only be asleep for an hour or two, but I'd be feeling like I left the world for too long and they need me. That it's this very traumatic, get up. And I have to throw myself into a shower to wake myself up. It's very abusive the way I wake myself up. But anyways, I've been being put to sleep, so that could be Neptune. And just your daydreams, that's where all of my downloads come from, in the form of daydreaming, I suppose. Trance work is that you're wide awake, you're staring at an adamant object, and you're getting visuals. It happens quite quickly, so if you don't write it down, you won't remember it. Luckily for me, I'll circle back to the bullshit. There's a lot of shit I don't remember for days later that I remembered I saw, but when you're seeing so much of it, if you're not writing it down, it's just, the divine is Pictionary. It's constantly sending you imagery, and it's your job to depict what this image means. And that's why I was going to start this whole teaching, and I can't. We're going to end on this. It was Carl Jung's book. How's your book, Carl? I'm thinking of Carl from that. Man and His Symbols by Carl Jung. You see it? That's how it was. Joseph and Isis, myself, as we can, page 107, what we were talking about. We can decipher the symbology that's being sent to you through imagery. I can tell you what that means because I know what that image, that's what I do all day, is taking these images, and you'll hear me. I'm like, I'm seeing, I'm hearing. I don't even say I'm hearing anymore. It just starts coming out of my fucking mouth, the bullshit that I'm hearing. We're turned down on a page 107. My guides explained the theme to me. It is the ordeal of the young sailor who has exposed both the wind, dude, we were just talking about the waters, and being beaten up. I begin to object that the white monkey is not a sailor at all, but at the moment a young man in a black this is what I said earlier, stands up, and I think that it must be the true hero. Okay, so that's where it is your thoughts are being projected into characters outside of yourself. That's the dream world. I was talking about schizophrenics, and I was trying to explain that we'd have to understand the imagery of what they're seeing and whether or not it's an internal image projected outside of them, which is just a fragmented part of themselves. And that's exactly what the mirror is to my twin flames. They're a fragmented internal part of myself projected outside of myself, louder than myself. I don't even recognize myself until I stare at them long enough, and then I can see myself in them. You can see this with the stands of Marshall, right? They're all a certain breed of people. I didn't watch the documentary for all obvious reasons. They make a emotional, or you can even say a spiritual connection with him based on his feelings, his words and feelings. They believe that he knows how they feel because of what he's experienced, because of the stories that he's told, that his stories are similar to their experiences. Therefore, they recognize that he is like them. Okay? Now, in the dream world, or what we're talking about is, so what I just tapped into in this book, $4. I only paid $4 for this book. Wow, it's the best investment in my life. I never know. I don't look at price tags. I just be like, I don't want to buy it. What that means is, in your dream world, when you're dreaming and you're having interaction with characters, these characters could be real people from your real life, or they're just being projected as those people in a familiar form. And that's why angels and entities come in familiar forms to what you already know in your head. Right? So if Pac didn't come in the form of Pac, I wouldn't recognize, I guess after a while I would recognize the spirit, and that's what happened with Kobe. I recognized the spirit before I knew it was the spirit of Kobe that I was interacting with. Again, not my own spirit. I didn't have this spirit. This is his spirit that I've incorporated into my being, right? His mindset, the Kobe mindset, the Mamba mindset, right? So in your dream world, say you're seeing, and that's where it is, like, say you're seeing your best friend and your mother and your boyfriend. Are they really part of this dream? No. Your relationship to your best friend, to your mother, and to your boyfriend are all interconnected in this dream. It's the interconnection of those connections. They're not real in the dream. Okay? So that's what I was trying to talk about with schizophrenics. And that also has to go back with your guys' paranoid delusions of the Eight of Swords. You're seeing projections of, if this happens, if I do this, then this person, this. You're putting projections of your own self into people. Going back to something like simplistic, like, I can't do that, my mom would kill me. Your mom wouldn't physically kill you. It's something your mind is telling you based on fear. But if you work through it and you ask your brain what it thinks your mom would do, it's not kill. It's just a word or a phrase that it's coming up with. And then you go back into it. Now, is that truly who your mom is? Or you are just projecting what you would do onto your mom? That goes back to me. I can't talk to her because if I say this, she's going to say this. You're assuming that I'm going to react as somebody else did. You're projecting an inside part of you onto me and saying that's who I am and that's my behaviors. But you don't know what I'll say until you say it. But you won't allow yourself to say it because you have the certainty that this is who I am. But that's not who I am. That's somebody else that you're projecting on me. either yourself, meaning if I said that, if she said that to me, this is what I would say. Or you're thinking, if I said that to my mom, this is what she would say. Or if I said that to my girlfriend, this is what she would say. Or if I said that to this person, this is what. None of those is me. Let me tell you something about dealing with me. You can't assume that you know what I'll do, because I'm not a predictable energy. I'm not him or her or them or they. You're projecting on me. And because of your projections, it's holding you back. You have no idea what I'll say, and you have no idea what I'll do. But the longer you focus on knowing me, you know that I'm going to be kind about it, and I'm going to be truthful, and I'm going to be funny. That's what you're going to get. I might talk some shit, but I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to be kind about it. I'm going to be funny. I'm going to be all of those. I'm hearing fucking Fergie. You're a fucking going to be something in my head. That's what I mean about projecting yourself onto other things. Do you get that? You project your thoughts onto people. You assume what they'll do, so you don't even bother. You don't give them a chance to change your mind. You're just certain that this is what they'll do. And you don't even certainly know them. You're just certain in your mind. And that's where Jesus comes and says, don't rely on your own mind's knowing. Your mind is calculating that if I do this, this will happen. It doesn't know the difference between people. It just says, no, if I do this, then this will happen. It's automatic, black and white. And that's what it sees. It sees cause and effect, and it tries to avoid any negative effects on your life. It's a protective, system. It's a protective security system to protect you from failures and misleads and hurt feelings and shit like this. You know what I mean? If you've ever seen that movie Inside Out, it's anxiety. Its job is just to make sure that you're safe, right? That's all it's trying to do is to save you from what could happen. But the what coulds get a little out of fucking control here. So going back to Bobby, what could happen, Bobby? And I asked him that all week. What could happen if your wife found out? What's she going to do to you? What is the consequence for letting me love you? What do you keep telling me is going to happen? What are you telling yourself? Is this real? Is that who she really is? Or is this all fabricated in your fucking head? Are you making all this up? I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure she's going to be upset. But what will she do? How the fuck do you know? You have no idea unless you got caught in this situation before. Have you? I bet you have, motherfucker. You've been doing this with me for 3 years. Don't tell me you haven't got caught. I feel like we're going to get caught. What's going to happen when she catches us, dickhead? That's what I said. And realistically, I don't want to be part of this. I said this in the very beginning, talking about you're being misled. Who, by God? He keeps leading me back to the devil, which I think is you. You call me the devil. I think you're the fucking devil, dipshit. Realistically. I mean, are you doing what your heart said is right? I don't think so. You're doing what your mind says is right. I'm doing the right thing by my children. This is right? Having an affair is right by your children? You're stupid. Do you listen to yourself? I'm listening. Are you listening? That's why I can't deal with people. I love you all very much, but I've left the conscious level of your thinking, and I think so much higher. And it's like, it turns into an argument. It's like, do you hear yourself? I can literally hear your thoughts. That's how bad it is. I can look on your face and see what you're thinking. You're thinking some stupid shit. I gotta leave the room. You're wasting this room with your brain power. And then you're gonna come up to me. What do you think? I think you're wasting your brain power. No, don't you? No, you're not gonna convince me that this is a good idea. You can sit there and go back to, thinking it away. And I'm gonna shoot you down and tell you God didn't tell you to do that, did he? You forget the God factor in our lives, right? It's all fun and games with Tupac and the Holy Spirits, and we're writing songs and being rich and famous. What about God? He's the one that keeps us all together here, damn it. Are you listening to God? You're just doing whatever your mind says. Mindless freak. I love you guys. I'm such a pain in my ass, right? That's what I told him. No, I'm a pain in my own ass. God made me this way, and he just left me on earth for everyone to enjoy. Are you enjoying my experience? I'm doing my best, I think I'm pretty enjoyable. That's what I said. So I don't care who doesn't love me. I love the shit out of me. The shit that comes out of me, it's like shit. I've never seen no shit like this in my life. I don't even know how to deal with this shit. And it's not even outside of me. It's just me. I better go give myself a bath and a fucking nap. Take myself to bed. When you see yourself as the child of God, you really start caring for yourself as the child of God that you really are. I mean, I'm grown and all. And that's where you look at these kids. I see them. I was standing there waiting for the elevator for fucking ever because these fucking kids were playing around on the 6th floor, standing in the doorway. I'm like, I'm going to shoot you with an arrow right now, you little fuckers. Seriously? No, I told the security so he could walk his ass up the stairs and go get them off the elevator. But I'm seeing and watching all these kids run around. It's Christmas Eve and stuff. And it's like they look small, bro. But I promise you, that is a whole earth angel. All it needs is the information that it needs to become this mighty warrior of God. They're just in little packages, bro. That is a whole developed soul in there. It just needs you to feed it the right information. Just keep feeding it. And that thing is going to take over the world, man. These little guys, they're little right now. But give it 20 years, man. These little guys are going to be voting. They're going to be politicians. They're going to be putting people in handcuffs and doing surgeries. It's amazing. They have it in them since the moment they're born, dude. All they need is for you to give them the right information, dude. Really? Yeah, and let them be free. Don't tell them to be those things if they're not made to. Nobody wants to do a job they don't want to do. God gave them a great job to do. Just encourage it, dude. Really? It's great. I was watching him. And it's the same thing that he sees us at any age. He doesn't see us as old and we're washed up and he sees us as earth angels, young children that if he just gives the right love and the right information, he can turn us into anything. It doesn't come with age. It doesn't diminish with age. Dream a little dream. Neptune's in that. That's some good stuff. Some dreamy energy. Be careful with the illusions of the 7 of Cups, which is just you going after your mind's desires. No, but if I give this up, then I won't be anything and blah, blah, blah. And I went to college for 8 years and what will people think? You tell them the truth. I realize this isn't going to be something that makes me happy. Well, that's cool. Hallelujah. Good thing you didn't fucking keep going. They'll respect you more for the truth than keeping up a lie. Keeping up with the Kardashians. That bitch ain't never going to be no lawyer. She's going to be going to school longer than the rest of us. Talk about the hard knocks life. She has all the money in the world and all the time in the world to have the best education, not to mention tutors and everything. This bitch couldn't get a degree if you fucking gave it to her. Seriously? It's not in her heart's desire. She only wants it for power and control. She doesn't want it to actually liberate or help anyone. She wants it to show people she's not a dumb bimbo and that she's powerful like her father. She wants to walk in daddy's steps. Talk about daddy issues. Where's your kid's daddy? There's the stem of the issues. Don't you hate me? I hate me too. I'm going to go take me to bed. After a while, I'm going to go praise God and stare at the stars and, talk some thug shit. Hey, I love you guys. I'll catch you guys tomorrow for a Merry Christmas. If you made it through and it was all about that and you have children and you did all this, a lot of that goes unseen. And I know what that means to wake up. I did that. I would wake up broke, not a present under the tree for myself, just broke, unappreciated, and be an enslaved work to fucking spend the rest of the day cooking and cleaning. If that's you, I want you to know, even though they don't know, you're what makes the holiday the holiday. It's not even Christ that's doing this. It's you. You're making this special for your family in the name of Christianity. And even though that Christ isn't doing it, they honor the love that you're giving to your families and all that energy and shit that you're pouring into it. They know that you mean well. And that's why you're sacrificing yourself so that everybody else can have a good time on your hard work and shit. And, that never goes unnoticed by God. But at the same time, just know that he loves you and they're really grateful for you. And, maybe one day God can hold up the party for you and you can enjoy the party and celebrate. Maybe one day you can stay in your pajamas and just be fed and open presents instead of always having to be the one that does it. And that's to the parents. It's difficult. There's a lot riding on this fucking day, only for them to wake up in the morning and tear it all up, and you hope that you did well. That's all you can do, bro. You hope that you did well and that it's enough. It's a terrible thing to wake up and just hope to be enough. To put everything you can, put your family in debt, your stress, everything, just to hope that your kids will say that, you know, they're happy. And if you're one of those people that strove through that and you went through that, I hope for you that you get that feeling tomorrow. I hope that they're happy with what you've done. And even if they're not and they're ungrateful, just know that God's happy with you. And he would be happier if you didn't do this to yourself. Really, especially for a bunch of ungrateful little bastards. Hey, I love you, ladies. I'll see you for Christmas tomorrow. We'll talk about Jesus and keep it in the light and shit. Hopefully, try to keep the dick sucking out of the conversation. Come on, Jesus didn't want a good blowjob. Come on, he was a man, wasn't he? Though he was married too. I bet he was having great sex. They had babies. They got something right. They're doing better than us. Jesus. Jesus, I need that power.
Do you know how common it is for inmates who go to the hospital to fake seizures to try to stay? It's the funniest shit.
Inmates fake seizures to stay in the hospital?
Yeah, so the police don't take them back to prison. They just start shaking violently. It's the funniest stuff ever.
Wow. It's like right up there with faking an orgasm, huh? Ha ha ha. Love yous. Laters. Bye-bye now.